Hi, team. This is our Powering Women Getting Ready for Mastery 4 video. Just wanted to send you some tidbits and some love to help you move along with your journey as you are entering your M3 pod session. So as you can see from our journey, we've come a long way and we should be very proud of that. But we've got more to do, and we're going to hand over the reins to you, which is a good thing because they ultimately go to you. With our Mastery 4 influencing session, we have a lot of things to consider and a lot of things that we would like you to prepare for. So buckle up and let's get ready for the journey. The first is we would like you to invest some time in you and in reflection, reflecting on the shifts that you're creating in your life, in your team, and at Shell, looking at the tools that you would like to use during our celebration to celebrate you, and which tools are you currently using to influence and which would you like to use more of. So the first question we will ask is your thoughts related to celebration. So between your M3 and your M4 pods, determine which tools that you'll use to celebrate. So as a pod, maybe we want to just focus on empathy and a different aspect related to empathy or to bias or to strengths or to armor or to the trust equation. Be creative and enjoy. There's a whole other video related to celebration, but we want to get your mind thinking so that as you go into the coaching pods for M3, you will, start discussing so we can have some information as soon as we land at M4. For influencing specifically, really want you to pay attention to number 2, building awareness and understanding of the 5 pillars of influence and learning how to use them. So what does that mean exactly? There are 5 pillars of influence that we want you to dive into starting now. And they are very important. And so their purpose and words, body language and power, financial and business acumen. So what are we looking for from you? Good question. When you land, we want you to share your thoughts and become an expert in a pillar. So it's good if you could do, for those who are deliberative, good if you could do a little bit of work ahead of time to figure out, what does this pillar mean, and why does that help, and how can we use that pillar, and what questions might I have the facilitators or to ask our colleagues related to that. I will tell you that these sessions have been very rich. You have helped one another to really learn and understand the importance of the 5 pillars of influence. You've done an outstanding job. So keep it up. So with number 1 pillar, the pillar of purpose, what does it mean? Why is it important? And how can we be clear on our why and ensure others are on board? And that's all that I'm going to ask in that regard. Pillar number 2, words and body language. So specifically, what are strong words and what are weak words or shrinkers? How does tone, inflection, passion, body language, how does it all matter? And how can we be more intentional with all of the above, words and body language? Related to power, which is pillar number 4, how does power determine our range of acceptable behavior? If I am running the meeting, is that a big difference between my boss's boss running the meeting? So think of it in that way. And what are ways we could increase our power? There are things that you can do even if you are in your boss's meeting now to help you with that, increasing your power. And then finally, there's pillar 5, which is basically influencing your career advancement. Who doesn't want to advance in their career? It's all about financial and business acumen. So what do you need in order to better influence in this regard? And do you feel honestly like you have a solid base to function from? And so we have a few questions that we're going to ask you that are related to specific market sub-segments, market and industry drivers, the opportunity, the size, the value propositions, who are the key stakeholders, where are we looking at realistic revenue expectations, who are we partnering with, what are the assumptions, dependencies, risks, and mitigations, is happening as far as customer and market research. So you get the picture. It's all about business and financial acumen and how can we increase that. Moving forward, so at the end of this session, we always have things that we would like you to consider. And the first is we're going into our final pod coaching session. So where do you want to increase your influence? What's an action that you can take to start doing so? How will you increase your influence in everyday situations? The world is your oyster. And then how will you prepare as a pod for celebration? Oftentimes pods have a separate meeting to talk about that and to fine tune whatever you want to do. So it is all for you. We are here for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ping and ding us, and best of luck.